Hey Bill, this is Nick. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. I was calling because I'm having an issue with the Evo. All right, let's talk about this car. As you guys know, I own a bright yellow Evo. You're sitting on it right now. That's why you see the yellow right there. And it has done so well. It's handled going over mountains. It's handled driving through really bad rain conditions. It has driven thousands of miles since I've owned it. I mean, we're just now hitting 77,779 miles on this car with original engine. I'm just saying, Evos are good. They can be reliable. You just got to know how to build it and drive it correctly in order for them to remain that way. But with that said, there has always been two major issues that I've had with this car since I've got this car. One has been the brakes and the other one has been the clutch and transmission. And guess what needs to be replaced now? Both of them. Basically, while I was in New Hampshire, I started noticing this issue where the car was having a hard time moving in first while going up a hill. It wasn't that I wasn't giving it enough clutch, because I definitely was. I would have to over rev the fire out of it to make it work, and it's never ever had to do that before. But for some reason, it started needing it when I was there, and that was a month ago. Here I am now, I'm home. I was in Ohio, it drove fine, it drove great, thankfully, thank you Jesus. Everything is mostly flat, so we didn't have that problem really at all while I was there. But now that I've been back, you know, hills, terrain change, things like that, this poor beastie has been struggling with all of it. So with that said, she's gonna be going to the tuners here in a few days because I need to make sure that this engine's okay and this transmission's okay. The engine I know for a fact is all right, but every so often I get a fuel trim alert in my dash saying, hey, maybe not enough fuel deliveries. I'm not sure what that's about. I'll have the guys at Moore take a look at that. They are my preferred tuner for this car. But also, as far as the transmission goes, not sure if it's clutch related, not sure if it's just first gear. If it's first gear, honestly, it's gonna be cheaper for me to go out and buy a completely new transmission than it will be to fix it. The other thing is that if it is the clutch, I do have a backup plan for that. I do have a clutch in mind that I'm going to put in this car for the final power band, and honestly, I'll probably still have it done and installed on the car anyway, just because the car is going to need it, and I'd rather have the clutch bed in now than have all this power and trying to bed in a clutch then later. I'm just trying to save myself a hassle later on down the line. With this car's brakes, it has Brembos hiding behind those beautiful black wheels that are very hard to see through for some reason right now. And those Brembos have been really good. They have handled quite well actually. But the problem is, those guys right there are now having issues with clamping. Basically, every time I step on the brakes, especially if I'm going at a higher speed, the whole car will start to shake. And we figured out that it's because the brakes themselves are not clamping down hard enough to slow the car down properly, and it's causing imbalanced brake pressure. So we're gonna have to check and see if maybe there was a leak or we lost some fluid and that caused an air bubble to form. So we're gonna have to do a flush for sure. But also, if in fact I do have a piston seized in one of my calipers, I'm basically gonna have to replace all of them, because otherwise it just isn't safe to replace one when they're all worn and torn as it is. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of work that has to be done to this car. This car is gonna be up for a while. So I figured I would do one last little hurrah with this baby, because I mean, look at it. Just got it back from the detailers and it looks like freaking fire. But unfortunately, it's gonna be a really nice paperweight until we get the transmission and the brake stuff fixed. But fear not, despite all of that sad news, there is a little bit of a glimpse of hope, and that is we're still gonna modify this car. We're still gonna do things to this car. One of those things being, we have a new bumper coming for this car. I haven't really announced any of this stuff, so that's why I'm like, oh, let me tell you about it right now. New bumper is coming. We've got this lovely thing known as the Cusco bar. That being this guy right here. You guys know what this is, especially you Evo 9 fellas out there. Yes, it's in blue. No, I'm not keeping it blue. I'm actually gonna try and see if I can get this thing maybe just spray painted black. Either way, this is not staying blue. However, this will be installed on the car while it is down. Because again, if I can't move it out of first gear, can't really move the car, may as well take advantage of the fact that it's stuck where it's at, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And of course, last but most certainly not least, there are things happening with the wheels on this Evo. Long story short, we're gonna have a whole special episode about what's gonna take place to the wheels on this car. But we actually have new wheels for this car. They're very, very hard to come by because these are wheels that predate what most people know them as now. I'm not gonna give any of that away just yet. I'm just kind of keeping that on the sideline for right now. When they're done, they're gonna look amazing. Right now I'm in contact with the company that's gonna help me with powder coating and media blasting and basically rebuilding these wheels for this car. It is a diameter change. We are moving back down to a 17 just to give us a little bit more meat to work with, but also so we can change up the stance and drop the ride height a little bit lower. So it's gonna be good. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen to this car. I'm just not excited about the insane amount of money that we're gonna have to spend on this car. So, what's up with the truck?
We just went from a week of camp. Truck's dirty, basic stuff. But bigger than that is the shocks are basically done. It's the maintenance points between 50 and 75,000 miles. I'm at 91 right now. Granted, I've only probably put like 12,000 on the truck, so it's not because of neglect, right? It's just whoever had it before. We don't know.
Factory neglect because the factory owned it for us.
Two options are either buy new ones, $5 grand, not gonna happen, or get them refurbed. There's a lot of exchange programs where shops take old ones, rebuild them, and then send them back out. But they also have an exchange program where they take somebody else's old ones that they sent in, fix them up, they send them the pair you want, and then you put them on your truck and you send your old ones back. So just gotta have enough money to have the deposit, the cost for the extras I want done to them, and the labor to put them on. So it's just kind of saving up enough to have enough to go across all those three things and send the old ones back and hopefully get some new ones with some worthwhile upgrades.
240?
I would love one. Wow. I'll take two.
I'll take two.
I already have two. I like how our locksmith is still sitting over there.
He's probably just chilling.
I think he wants to chat. So 240 update. I'm just as sick of telling you about the 240 as you are as hearing about it. I would much rather show it to you, but life, guys, sorry. Until we have enough people viewing it, enough ads, we still have to work jobs. So, but until then, you guys probably don't know, but I'm moving. So, and we just had a big youth camp, and that takes a lot of planning and stuff, and
a lot of money.
Exactly. So right now, that was like on pause for like a good solid month and a half. We were doing work on it almost regularly every week. We were. Before that, we've just been on a pause. So right now, once I move, where I'm moving to has a lot of space.
And more importantly, it has a barn.
It has a barn. So we're gonna be able to, one, film a lot of videos for you guys there. We're able to leave projects kind of open, you know, and undone, so we don't have to clean up everything. Just shut the doors on the barn.
That is one of the biggest struggles we've had, is we have to clean up every time.
And it slows everything down. And then we'll be able to leave the car up on stands or whatever. Maybe we'll get some cool jacks, those air jacks.
Slick jacks.
And we'll be able to leave the project up, and that way, whenever we have, like, even if it's just an hour, we can just go and start working. When typically it takes us an hour to set up and an hour to tear down. So, more to come. Again, guys, we have all the parts, it's just the time.
Yeah. When it comes to this blue car, we love the Lexus. It's beautiful, it's amazing. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. It's amazing. The problem is as cool and amazing as it is, there are still some issues to be had and found in this car. There's actually quite a few of them, if I'm honest with you. Number one are the headlights. If you've seen the pictures of this car, you'll know. I mean, just look. Them headlights are super dim. You can't see really through them. I know for a fact that this one is the only one that works. This one is completely shorted out. I am hoping and praying, because we do have the headlights coming in soon, I'm hoping and praying that it's just a simple remove the headlight, put in a new one, because it's got all the fresh seals and everything, so it doesn't get full of water. They're clear, whatever. and that will fix this side. I'm hoping that it's not like a fuse or a relay, because the irony is in the back, these taillights are in pristine health. They're in great shape. All the lights work. You don't have to worry about anything going wrong with my taillights. It's just the front lights that are really jacked up. So I don't know, man. There's also something going on with this front corner. Either it's a suspension thing going wrong, or it's a bushing thing going wrong. I'm not really sure what exactly it is yet. Actually going to a shop here in a few days to get that fixed. Also, is that a sidewall crack? Oh no, that's not good. Well, that answers that question. I definitely will need to address that. Good news is I do have a fresh set of wheels that can fit on this. They're the old Evo wheels. They're just about the same size, so we can slap those on and not have to worry too much about it. There's just so much more things that need to be done. It's just that it all takes money and time. But with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's just a cool little up to speed thing, like, hey, this is what's going on with the channel. This is what needs to happen. So stay tuned, because all kinds of stuff is coming for all these cars that we mentioned. I'm just hoping that we can do it in an affordable way, because, you know, we have bills to pay. We got life. We live in one of the most expensive areas on the East Coast. So yeah, it's gonna be fun trying to do all this. But all in all, thank you all for watching and supporting our channel, for subscribing, for checking us out on the weekly basis when we do upload. I do want to have a more aggressive upload schedule, so stay tuned for that. We'll definitely announce it on our Instagram, which if you don't follow, it's right here on the screen. Please do, because again, that is where we post a lot of news, whether it's, you know, the cars or stuff personally or what's going on behind the scenes. It's definitely a good place to check out. But all that said, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another episode. Peace! Grab my key ring, because this key ring is full of stuff. And now that I have the Evo key off of this ring, I need to get a new Dude cookie thing. But this guy, hopefully I can find myself nice little stuff right in or something, or maybe a Blastoise. I don't know, man. We'll figure that out eventually. Let's see, is it locked? Oh, yep, see, look at that, it locks itself. Didn't even hit the lock button. Oh, and now it's not even unlocking there, but it's unlocking here. So that's cool. Oh, that's wonderful.